Hello and welcome back, adventurers. Today we are taking a break from exploring the core and casting our sight to the Sea of Sorrows and the Isle of Markovia. Markovia is a tropical island in the northern Sea of Sorrows, a land of inexplicable lushness amidst the cold, eternal fog. Dense forests blanket the island, echoing with the cackle of tropical birds. The verdant vegetation is awash in vibrant flowers and fantastic insect life. The canopy blots out all light, so that the forest floor, tangled with vines and tree roots, is perpetually awash in shadow. Markovia's interior is mountainous. The black peaks, draped in green forest and white wisps of cloud, rise up to touch the sky. Spectacular waterfalls roar down the sheer mountain cliff faces, plummeting into misty, crystalline pools. The island's beaches are narrow but idyllic strips of soft white sand surrounding placid lagoons. The shore is dotted with ancient basalt statues, peculiar human figures with their heads and arms raised to the sky. Despite its pristine beauty, Markovia is far from uninhabited. Sailors on the Sea of Sorrows have spotted structures on the island, including a monastery of ashen stone on the southern cliffs. There are regular sightings of beastmen, creatures that appear to be animals, yet walk on two legs and wield primitive tools and weapons. These disturbing encounters aside, many domains are eager to exploit Markovia's exotic and valuable resources. Unfortunately, colonists who have attempted to settle on the island have vanished without trace. The island of Markovia was once part of a greater landmass in the core of Ravenloft, bordering on Tepes, Nova Vasa, Barovia, Dorvinia and Gehenna. With the conjunction of the spheres, however, the land was wrenched away from the core and set down in the Sea of Sorrows. Most of the human population of Markovia has died off, both from the raids of the Broken Ones, who ruled the wilderness, and from the experiments of Dr. František Markov, who is always on the lookout for more human flesh to work with. He lives within a rough-hewn manor constructed for him by his early experiments, the Broken Ones. It is located on a low hill, surrounded by a comfortable, treeless expanse of grass and flower and vegetable gardens. Dr. Markov, or Dr. Fran as he calls himself, is always accompanied by his aide, Felix, his manservant Orson, and his beautiful ward, Delphi. All of them his prized creations. Felix is Dr. Fran's quick-witted laboratory assistant. He is also impatient and arrogant, which does not win him a lot of friends. Felix is created from snow leopard stock, and his neck and the back of his hands are marked with spots. The Doctor's loyal servant Orson is a huge man, towering over everyone in the compound. He has a sad, sleepy face and prefers to speak only when spoken to. Bred from a brown bear, he has a huge beard and lush fur on the backs of his otherwise human hens. Delphi is shy and demure. She has been brought up to be perfect hostess, ever serving and never questioning. She was created from a dying young dolphin that beached near the boathouse. The only sign of her origins is her clumsiness, as she is still unused to walking on land. The one remaining settlement on the island, outside of Markov's estate, is the Monastery of Lost Souls, high in the southern cliffs. It is often wrapped in low, sinister clouds, which break to allow only the barest forms of the buildings to be visible. They are of uniform construction, brick, crackling plaster, and roofs of fired red clay. However, its inhabitants sacrifice their humanity as well, although they may be unaware of that fact. The Order of the Guardians is a semi-secret organization that exists throughout the domains of Ravenloft. They are a reclusive band of monks who are dedicated to protecting the greater world from the artifacts that are evil, destructive, powerful, or all three. Each monastery of the Order is dedicated to a single powerful magical device, relic, or artifact. The monks dedicate their lives to researching, understanding, and comprehending the device they guard, and ensuring that it does not find its way out into the general population. Given that some of these artifacts have their own malevolent sentience, this is a major task. The monks will lay down their lives fanatically to prevent their order's artifact from being spirited away, and should it be stolen, they will leave their retreat to pursue it. The symbol of the order is a monk in blue robes, with a high-neck collar that gives them a sinister appearance. The monks is shown holding a closed box in their hands, both presenting it and holding it securely. Monks themselves are the only ones who remember the history of Markovia, and are willing to share it with those who will listen. Once, in the land of Barovia, there was a butcher named František Markov. He experimented with his animals before slaying them, mutating them into horrible forms before they died. He was found out in his grisly hobby by his wife, Ludmila, who became Markov's first human victim. and then he fled into the mists. Markov found a wilderness in which he could indulge in his passion for vivisection and experimentation. His desire became all the greater because of the curse which twisted his frame and further robbed his mind. Though he has the face of a man, he has the body of a beast. He now seeks a humanity lost, even before his curse overtook him, and all who fall into his grasp, human or otherwise, are mere fodder for his mad experiments. At one point, Markov dispatched a group of his animal men, called the Broken Ones, to Nova Vasa to raid a tomb of the ancient dead. They brought back with them a great slab of polished marble, weighted with gold, which was called the Table of Life. The table was said to preserve the life of any who lay upon it, and was used by those ancient dead to prepare bodies for eternal life. The animal men knew that Markov, whom they called the god who walks among us, could use the Table of Life, and so they brought it back to Markovia. They were ambushed by the rogues on the border, and the table exchanged hands many times until it was recovered by adventurers. One of them was the member of the Order of the Guardians, and left his own monastery to found a new retreat on the haunches of Mount Baratok. Since that time, the Order has protected Markovia and the greater world from the dangers of the tables reaching Vardas like Markov. The table has given its benefits, for the monks have been very long-lived in its ghostly radiance, and have not suffered to serve their cause, and protect the table until the end of all time. The Order is protected by its reclusive nature and secrecy. Before the Grand Conjunction and the transition of Markovia into Sea of Sorrows, they were supplied by agents of the Order and wandering Vistani. Now they are self-sufficient, and that is as it should be, for should Markov discover the treasure that lay in the temple, he would spare no effort to recover it, and all the world should tremble on that day. Thank you so much for your time, patient listeners. I hope I have given you enough of a warning to stay away from Markovia, but if you wish to prove yourselves as heroes, be careful while crossing the mists.